guys, Dave Darren here. Good to see you guys. Good to see the one person watching the show. One single, solitary, lonely person watching the show. I'm going to change it up a little bit tonight, but what I was going to talk about, and I'll just read the banner that I have up here. Make no mistake about it, Democrats hate us. They hate that conservatives value success through hard work, competition, and goals. They've hated our president since before day one, way before day one. They hate your ability to voice your opinion. They hate justice. They hate freedom of speech unless they have that voice. They hate your right to be armed. They basically just hate. Ironically, social media block conservatives stating our hate violations. This was America, past tense. Conservatives and the GOP, by the way. The GOP surrendered our flag, our Constitution, and our rights and our freedoms. Let me bring up here so you see my happy, charming face. And here we go. Let me say something. You know, I kind of figured, I was thinking about why I don't like politicians. Basically, in general, I don't like politicians. Now, you have to remember that we put Trump in there because he wasn't a typical politician. He wasn't a politician at all. Of course, being in the multi-billion-dollar operations he's had going, obviously he was involved in some politics to get to that degree of success of the Trump Corporation. He was more heavily in politics than most people probably thought. In fact, he was probably sort of heavily into politics. But here's exactly why I don't hate, oh my God, let me say, this is exactly why I disrespect politicians, don't like them, don't appreciate them. This is exactly why I was thinking about this today as I was walking and I was creating my products that I've been making now via being a 3D printer, putting engineering, design, mathematics, electronics into my products. Here's exactly why I disrespect, don't like, don't want to vote for politicians. Here's exactly the reason why. They do not create. What do they create? Basically, what do they create? They create laws that guide us into making sure that we do what they want us to do. They create laws and they create us going in a direction specific to the location they want us to go in. Not the way we want to go. Not the way we are supposed to be in control of them. They control us via the means that they have to control us via their laws, political motivations, and they guide us and direct us into being sheep, basically. But here's what I mean about it. For instance, I lived in Delaware. Don't blame me for that fucking Joe Biden, who I call prick-elect reject Biden, by the way. That's the name we all got to conform to calling him. Prick-elect reject Biden. That's what we got to call this scumbag, all right? This is why I don't like politicians. What do they create? When I was in Delaware before I moved to Arizona, I remember I went to one of these places where I saw kids swinging. Now, I wasn't born in Delaware. I was born in Philadelphia. I'll never go back there again with all the liberal lunatics living in Philadelphia, allowing Black Lives Matter to burn down buildings and all that via the terrorists that they are. I'm not going to go back to Philadelphia ever to live. I may go there to visit, but I probably won't go there to visit for very long. I want to get the fuck out of there ASAP. All right, but here's what I mean by that. For instance, I grew up in Philadelphia as a kid. I remember we had a lake down there called League Island Park. League Island, meaning they had the golf leagues down there. What was it called? What was the real name for it? I don't even remember the full name for it. They had that. Finally, they built Route 95 bridge. It was the last gap in road real estate between Maine and Florida. Philadelphia had the only gap in there because a lot of people have fucking gaps in their heads. But finally, they built Route 95 bridge over a part of the park where guys used to go and get laid. In fact, I remember I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and we were having a little bit of extra correction activity because the police came to correct us. And I remember this. I remember I'm in the back with my girlfriend, and I remember that I felt something wet on my behind. And it wasn't my girlfriend's wet, moist finger. It was a policeman's horse with his nose on my butt cheeks. That's what I remember about that Route 95, League Island Park, the golf place with his tennis and all that. I remember being there with my girlfriend, whose name will be unmentionable. I remember my butt sticking up, and I remember the moistness on my ass cheeks when the horse's wet nose was pointing at my ass cheek with the policeman telling me that. Now, I didn't get arrested for that, but it was a funny moment you could believe. Wasn't funny at the time, but it was a moment to be had. But here's what I mean. How did I deviate from creating projects and creating electronics and mathematics and computer stuff to a horse's nose on my ass cheek? How did I migrate to that scenario? But okay, so here's what I meant. So I remember that place had a lake, and there was a tree there. We used to stick a rope on it. And we used to dive into the lake. All right, you know the scenario, right? If you're old enough like me, you remember that you could do that at one point. You could actually be a kid, like in Lassie and all the old TV shows where they're boys. They're having fun. Instead of being on the fucking video games, we're actually out there doing shit with our bodies to be in shape, not being the big bloated, big fat bellied young kids that we see nowadays. We used to stick a rope on a tree branch, swing out into the lake, and dive in the lake. So I'm in Delaware. Here's what I mean. The laws, the politicians, what do? They direct us to not being free anymore. I remember there was a tree in Delaware that when I first moved to Delaware, I remember there was a tree there with the rope, and I remember that. The day we were leaving Delaware to drive across country to Arizona, we went to that lake to bury the ashes of our dog Jody, who had just died not long before we moved. We went there to throw the ashes in the lake that we used to swim with her. So I was walking the entire park, and I observed this tree that used to have a branch with a rope on it so the kids could dive into the lake. You know what's there now? This ARS, A.R.S, with a law there telling you it's against the law now to swing into the lake and dive into the lake. They cut the tree branch off. They put a sign up there. Of course, the rope's not there. There's no ability to put a rope because the tree branch is cut off. So politicians have made us conform to their laws, conform to the laws of wearing a fucking mask, conform to every law to control us when we should be controlling them, and they don't produce anything. What did Biden produce? 47 fucking years of a lack of production. This is why I don't like people that do not use their minds to be creative. I don't like people that use their minds to control us. They're using their minds to control us. Now, if they could manipulate their minds to be fucking smart enough to use mind control on us like Spock from Star Trek, then that'd be cool. But using their fucking minds when they're mindless to try to manipulate us, the public, put them in office, they're trying to control us when we should be controlling their asses. That's why I don't like politicians. As a creator of product like me, for instance, I now am a guy that designs plastics and creates products. I use a control board called an Arduino control card. Has a clock in it. You can't see the clock because it's a computer chip in there called the clock chip that controls the time and calculates time so you can see what time it is. And it's got electronics to control a little LCD strip. You can see the LCD strip here. And for instance, if I turn here, you see I have my 3D printer that did not have a light on it. So I added a light row, which I 3D printed, put the chip in there, and I can now control the light, make it change color, make it dance. I can do everything I want with electronics. I took my BMW that I have an 850i BMW. It's got a crazy, cheap-ass, flimsy holder for coffee, and it's so small you can only put in like when you go to a dentist and you have to spit out. You got that little plastic Dixie cup type thing. No one knows what a Dixie cup is because you're all young kids now who are just filling up with regular ice cream. But Dixie cup's not enough ice cream for today's kids that want to get big and fat so that they're not healthy. So, but nevertheless, I took my flimsy cup holder and decided, you know what, I got to be creative. I got a center console. I've got enough room to put a little box. So I got this little box I built on my 3D printer. And I got a little drawer in here so I can open the drawer and I can put in some small amount of stuff if I wanted to do that. And I've got the little lid here, which I can put coins in if I want to. And then what I do is when I can close it up, screw it in. I designed the screw for this. I designed the cap saying BMW in multiple colors with my 3D printer. And I can unscrew this and I can screw on the cup holder onto this with the drawer in it, and I can put my cup in here. And I designed this because I am a creator. I'm not like Joe fucking Biden, who doesn't create bullshit except for laws that manipulate us. That's exactly why I do not like politicians, because they don't fucking create. What they do is they create manipulation of us when we should be manipulating their asses. How did that get switched around? How did it get switched around that they manipulate us when we should be manipulating their fucking asses? I don't understand that at all. Like I said, I create, they don't create. Here's another thing I created here. I want to be able to take my 3D prints and I want to sand them a little bit. So I created, and I don't have it all completed yet, but I've got a little motor in here to spin this drive. It's got 1, 2, 3. It's going to have a fourth one on here. I've got 4 different grades of sandpaper. I turn it on, it'll spin, and I can use this to sand down my 3D printed components. I also created, I decided, well, I've got this printer here. I showed you the light on, right? And I decided, well, you know what I want to do? I've got my camera here. I've got security. You can buy a security camera called this is called a TEND, T-E-N-D. They're a little less popular than the Ring devices. Everyone knows what a Ring is, right? I decided I've got my printer here. I want to be able to see my prints as they're being created using my cell phone, and my cell phone has an app on it, so I can watch my Ring device, look around my house, and monitor my house for security purposes, right? I decided to convert my printer so I can watch the prints being made. So I decided to put a little, it's not little, it's pretty big, but it sits in front of the printer. It attaches to the printer right here. The reason I have this long thing and the shaft going up here is because the print bed will move in between. I have my little mount here for the camera. Put the camera on here, turn the camera on, and I can watch my prints. So here I'm creating shit. When politicians do not create shit, what they create is bullshit, which is exactly why, Terry's watching here. Terry happens to think that, Terry says she voted for Trump a couple times, twice. I guess this time and the prior time that he was president. And she now has this thing for Trump. Well, I guess she doesn't like him anymore. We did not put Trump in there to be an eloquent speaker. In fact, he doesn't speak that well, and I gotta say that. He is not a good speaker. In fact, he should probably shut the fuck up most of the time and have other people speak for him, or have a teleprompter where he reads it. But he speaks like the common man. Now, that gets him into trouble. His tweets are troublesome. And that is, I think if he lowered down his tone in Twitter and just said to the liberals when they came in and did battle with him, he could just say, you know what, you guys want to talk to me and you want to talk to me as president, then treat me with respect. Or if you want to, talk to my lawyers. I'll get you in charge of my lawyers. If you're a Democrat and you have anything against me, you know what, talk to your lawyers. All you reporters that are in here disrespecting me, you know what, get out of here. I'm not even going to point to you to have you ask a question, because I know your question will be disrespectful. He should have probably been more presidential in that aspect, because he's gotten a lot of shit done for us to the benefit. You know, one of the things he did, and I told Terry this in an email that I mentioned to specifically Terry, I said, you know, one of the things that Trump wants to do, and he's done it, I think it was in Texas, seeing part of the wall that was completed, because that's a border state, and we live in Arizona, which is a border state. We have a lot of illegal aliens, and we can't even call them that anymore. We can't call them illegal aliens. Now, aliens is not the ones in space. Aliens are the people that come here that are from foreign countries, right? They're aliens. Illegal is a big word in front of aliens because they came here illegally. We do not want to keep out legal aliens. We want them, we invite them, we give them legal passage into the United States. Illegal aliens. What, they come here, why? Now, it is very true that America gives them a land of opportunity to be able to be respected as humans, have their human rights acknowledged, have their human rights protected, etc. In a country that they come from where human rights are violated, they're treated poorly, and some of them are enslaved, etc. But this is what I have to say about illegal aliens, and I want to use the word illegal aliens. What do we do here in the United States? We don't honor our veterans like we should be doing. We treat them with a lot less respect, and we should be giving them the ultimate respect, the ultimate health care, the ultimate quick health care, because they risk their health for us. Therefore, they should be in line in front of us with their health issues being addressed in front of us, because they jeopardize their lives for us. They get treated first. They are VIPs of the Americans. They are VIPs of Americans. They should get treated first. Here's what the VIP veterans are responsible for. protecting our country, keeping us safe, keeping our rights protected, and making America better. That's what our veterans, that's what they did for us. You get these illegal aliens coming in here from foreign countries. What are they doing? They're taking that quick escape, that quick solution to make their personal lives better, leaving behind their relatives, leaving behind generations before them that struggled, that they don't want to be part of that struggle. They surrender, they leave their country, leaving their family, their friends, their current family, their future generation of children, children's 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 children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. They all leave them to fend for themselves. They come here with the quick solution to escape what they need to be tending to. What do we call them? I call them two things, illegal aliens, but more importantly, I call them cowards. They gave up and came here selfishly for themselves, selfishly to protect them as individuals. They're not there to protect future generations themselves. They're leaving them behind while they take the quick, cowardly way out of their country into America. They are not welcome here. They are illegally here as cowards. That's who they are in my perspective. If you follow the procedure to come here legally, you're more than welcome. You come in here as an illegal alien with the excuse that you are leaving your country to come here because of how bad things are in your country. Things were really bad here in this country. In fact, they're getting fucking bad here now, and they will get a lot fucking worse. And they definitely will with this fucking lunatic prick-elect reject Biden in office. We have fought to make this country better. Those people that are coming here are not fighting to make their country better. They are escaping as cowards with their tail behind their legs. They're coming here penisless. Let's say that. They're coming here without a penis. We don't want men here without penises. We want men here with balls and penises so that they can create. That's why I like Trump. He created shit. He created buildings. He created real estate. He created wealth. He was a creator, a builder. Now, he may not have been down there with a shovel. He was more like a project manager, but project managers build, they create, they're responsible for the organization of manufacturing and building. All right, and that's what I like about him. That's what I dislike about career politicians. They don't create anything except the one thing that they create are the laws to conform us, laws to manipulate us, laws to control us when... And why don't we realize that fucking big idea in our minds should be, we control them. They do not control us. We control them. We put them in office so that we can tell them what we want them to do. They should not be telling us what they want us to do. Fuck that. We tell them what to do. We control them. Yet this whole country is now reversed. The whole fucking thing here is reversed in America. Innocent until proven guilty. You get stopped by a policeman now in one of these sobriety checkpoints, and they stop you, and what do they... You're supposed to convince them that you are innocent of being drunk. You are stopped there with the assumption of guilt before it's reversed. Why is this country like this? Why is this country now all of a sudden guilty until we prove ourselves innocent? Why is Trump guilty until he has to prove himself innocent to the Democrats who are trying to impeach him a second time? A second stupid fucking time when they... How many things do we have to do in this country without trying to impeach him again? And I don't have to repeat what everybody else says. But in all reality, it's the fact. He's going out soon. Now, I don't want him to go out. I wish he could, And the other thing is, now we hear Trump on the air. We hear him saying, we hear him now sort of laming down a bit. You know what? If I was president, I see these people now protesting because of me. You know what? I understand it. I understand their frustration. I understand their hostility. I'm not going to get on there. I'm not going to say, you know what, stand down. I'm not going to say that. They would probably want to impeach me more than they would want to impeach Trump. Because I would not be going on TV and saying, you know what, let's be peaceful about this. I would not say let's get hostile and violent about it, but I would not say anything about let's be peaceful about it. Because I'm not peaceful about Trump not being in office for another 4 years. I'm not peaceful about Joe Biden being in there as prick-elect reject Biden. I'm not appreciative of him being in there. He should not be in there. He is a detriment to this country. You know what? We think about things that the liberals want. They want a lot of freebies. They want free college. They want college student loans forgiven. You know, how can you have that happen when there's been, you know, you haven't, say you forgive people student loans today, and say, of course, they went to college 5 years ago. They're still paying on their student loan 5 years in advance till now. But there's people 6 years ago who paid off their student loans. What do you retroactively reimburse them? How do you deal with people that have, I remember at one time when the economy was smashed and real estate was, the foreclosures and all that. And I remember that there was a plea to have the mortgages readjusted down to the value of the current houses. How could you allow that? You know, someone bought a house at $600,000. The economy crashed. The house is worth $200,000. They want their mortgage to be reduced to $200,000. How could you? Could you see those people if they bought the house at $200,000 and it went up to $600,000 before it crashed and went down to $200,000? When they bought at $200,000 and it went to a value of $600,000, do you think the bank could have come to them and said, you know what, you bought your house at $200,000, it's worth $600,000, so now we want you to pay a mortgage equal to $600,000? Do you think that they would allow that to happen? Absolutely not. They bought the property at the mortgaged rate of $200,000. How dare that bank come to them now and say, well, your house is worth $600,000, so we got to raise your monthly mortgage payment to be $600,000 because it's worth $600,000 now. They would not allow that to happen. Yet they all wanted $600,000. Now it's worth $200,000. They want their mortgage readjusted so that the mortgage now is at $200,000. So their mortgage per month is reduced based upon the value of the house. So they want their mortgage price forgiven. Fuck that. You want your student loans forgiven? Fuck that. When people have paid their student loans in the past, they paid them off. It was stressful to do so, hard to do so. Sacrifices needed to be made to do so. Now they want the sacrifices to go away. They want the sacrifices to go away. Unbelievable. The other thing they want redistribution of wealth in this country. They want to redistribute wealth. And I said this on another show. This is what redistribution of wealth will do. You got people like me. Now, when I get paid as a consultant, and people are going to hate me for this because I'm going to come out with a number. I get at least $60 an hour. Pretty much at most, I get is like $88, $89 an hour. In fact, my next contract starting up in 2 weeks, I'm going to get $88 an hour. And you guys are pissed at that, right? You're pissed at the fact that Dave Darren here makes $88 an hour. You hate me for that because you think I'm some entitled, white privileged prick that makes that when anyone else could try to get the education I got, work their ass off to make $88 an hour via they be Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, black, white, Mexican, it doesn't matter. You can make that money if you put the effort in to fucking make that money because that's what America is all about. And don't give me the bullshit that blacks are held down because we had a black president, we have black CEOs, we have black leaders of our communities because those black people put the effort in instead of just sitting on their asses doing nothing except blaming other people for the lack of success that they've got. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You won't make me feel guilty about being white because I am not guilty for being white because there are black people who are successful. Do you expect the black people that are successful to feel guilty for other black people that aren't successful? No, they won't feel guilty because they are successful. Fuck, I hate people that they're starting to make us feel guilty. And I hate people that take that guilt franchise and believe it to be true. It's bullshit. So what was I getting at? I have something to drink here, don't I? I do. Success. This I was talking about success and successful people. And I was talking about redistribution of wealth. This is what's going to happen. You take me. Just take me. Take me at $60 an hour. Take me. It sounds like who's that? Rodney Dangerfield. Take me. Or a comedian that used to say, take me. I forget who that comedian was. But you've got the redistribution of wealth. $60 an hour. When I look at my paycheck, because I get paid sometimes W-2, sometimes 1099, where I got to do my own taxes, I see how much money I am putting in to our tax base to pay for people that are not employed, employed, minimally employed, people that haven't worked hard to come up that escalator of tragedy that they want us to believe that they're in, to work their way up to being more successful, very successful. All right, you can do that in America. So I see at my $60 an hour, I see me participating in paying two people $20 an hour based upon my taxes. I see that I'm paying $40 per my $60 I'm making to support other people. I'm paying $40 out of my $60. Now you want to redistribute the wealth. How are you going to do that? You're going to tax people like me more heavily. So instead of me making 60 bucks an hour, I'm now going to be taxed more heavily. So, and by the way, this is all pre-tax I'm talking about. But you want me to make less than $60 an hour based upon putting a heavier tax burden on me so you can redistribute my wealth. So you're going to make me, I'm going to make like $35 an hour based upon your redistribution of wealth. So now I can take my 35 and everyone that I was supporting at $20 an hour, I can take my 35 and you can make that $25 more out of the 60 I was making, and you could redistribute that $25 so the guy making $20 an hour, he makes 35, the other guy makes 30. So I make 35, one other guy makes 35, another guy makes 30. It's a flat distribution of wealth. That's what you want, is to put the tax penalty on me to redistribute my wealth. But you know what's going to happen with us fucking baby boomers that you guys hate? This is what's going to happen with the baby boomers. We're going to jump out of the tax base. We are going to retire, because I could retire at an early age of 62 if I chose to do so. If you don't know this, the legal retirement, early retirement age for someone like me is 62. My next jump is 66 and 8 months. I can retire at 66 and 8 months, or 70, or I can retire at any time I want, and I have so much fucking energy that I'm not going to retire at all. I'll be 99 years old and I still won't be fucking retired. All right, but I will be retired if you put a tax burden on me to redistribute my wealth, because I am not going to lower my standards to say, oh, Dave, you made $60 to $88 an hour, and now Dave Darren is making $35 an hour because of the redistribution of wealth. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking retire. And what's going to happen when you put a tax base on us to burden our asses so that we redistribute the wealth? You know what's going to happen? All of us baby boomers and people close to being baby boomers who are a lot smarter than the millennials, who want to take our fucking money, who vote for prick-elect, reject Biden. You know what we're going to do? We're going to drop out of the economy. So you're going to be happy with that, because you're going to say, oh, Dave Darren dropped out. So you know what? We can eat away at Dave Darren's money that he was making. But this is what's really going to happen. You guys, you idiots, don't think about this. Once I drop out of the economy and my tax burden is not with you to support your dumb asses, and the rest of the baby boomers drop out because you're taxing us beyond our desires to make the money that we've earned, not in being entitled to, that we've earned, we're going to drop the fuck out of your rat race, and you are going to have to live off of each other. How can you live off of each other when you guys don't produce? You don't manufacture. What you manufacture is getting on social media and being fucking keyboard warriors. That's what you manufacture. You manufacture stupidity over the internet. And you don't want others to have a right to talk about their true feelings, their true concepts, their true ways of thinking that are smarter than your stupid asses. If you listen to us, you might actually be able to have a benefit of having a generation that can actually survive. You know, if you think about it, your dumbasses are living off generations that are successful. Us. You are living off of us. You guys complain about making minimum wage of $17.50 an hour working at McDonald's. You know why? Why don't you, you're in the mindset of saying $17.50 an hour, I can't survive on that. That job is not meant to be your survival. That job is meant for you to get in there as a high school student and get your stupid asses out of there into something that is more creative, more beneficial to you and your potential family as you grow up, to get the fuck out of $17.50 an hour jobs into something more legitimate, so you can be legitimate participating human beings in this country, in this world, to make the country and the world and your block, your neighborhood and your individual house more beneficial to you and everybody else around you. You hear black people complaining they're not successful. I told you guys in another broadcast, I was working in Trenton, New Jersey. Most dangerous capital city in the entire country at the time I was living there. I don't follow it now because I don't want to hear what's going on in fucking Trenton, New Jersey, because I don't really care about them. I don't care about the poverty that they want to live in. They want to live in that poverty. I told you what you got going on there. You got people sitting out there on their front steps looking at the big fat Kardashian asses walking past. They want to hop on that big plump ass. They want to make that big plump ass bigger because now it's pregnant. And then they step away from that girl. That girl becomes a single parent with a stupid kid that they cannot control and becomes a prisoner, basically, in the home, and will become a prisoner because he's going to become a criminal. So he's going to become a prisoner in Trenton, New Jersey, most dangerous capital city in the country, with specifically another child is going to welcome the participation into the devastation of that community. When the father of that child is not a father, he walks away, escapes. Where does he escape to? His front steps, so he can bang the next big Kardashian ass that's walking down the street, another pregnancy, another single parent, and that guy sits on the step complaining that he's not successful. And why? If you look in front of his house, you see beer cans, soda cans, trash all over the place, graffiti all over his house, where if he took ownership of his home, which he probably doesn't even own, he probably rents that fucking home because he's that incapable of creating an economic better situation for himself. If he got out, I said earlier in my other broadcast that my wife's mother in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, she would go out and sweep the street in front of her house. Do you see anyone sweeping the streets in front of their houses? Someone was actually joking with me about saying everyone better sweep their street because Dave Darren said so. You know what? That idiot that said that, you know what? That is a fucking idiot. Because really, if you want to create a better environment for yourself, a better economical condition for yourself, rather than complaining and trying to take money away from me to finance your own lifestyle of a lack of dependency, a lack of respect for yourself, you want to take money from me to be disrespectful to your own abilities to be able to be successful, what you should start off doing is, this is what the Democrats want. They want you to think that you can jump from ground zero to ground six with one giant leap because Democrats manipulate you to believe your life can be better. If you live off people that are successful, you can take that quick jump. There are no quick escape routes. In fact, Mexicans from Mexico coming here illegally, crossing our borders, and finally we put a border wall up to prevent illegal aliens from coming in here, they want that quick escape. Just like people sitting in the front doors of their home without sweeping the street want that quick jump to being more successful upon everyone else who's already successful, who worked to get successful. The way you build success is those people better get off their asses instead of trying to get ass. They should get off their asses and start off small. Start off by cleaning your fucking street, making your house look better. Everyone else in your neighborhood might get the idea that, oh, here's a guy that's got a great looking house. Let's all conform. Let's all make sure that we all try to make our houses have more curb appeal. That's the real estate term for that, right? Have a house that looks better. Your neighborhood looks better. You can put a sale sign in your house instead of getting $17,000 for your house. Maybe in a year you'll get $23,000. You'll get a better people living there. There'll be less crime in your neighborhood. Your value of your houses will go up. You'll have more self-respect, and you'll start off climbing the rungs to get to that better life instead of trying to get to that better life by living off of people like me who you want to get a better life out of because you want to rip us off. Basically, you want to rip us the fuck off. That's what the Democrat Party is, a way to rip us the fuck off by manipulating you dumb people who think that it'll be better when you're socialized when it won't be, because you'll have the people that have worked and busted their asses saying, you know what, I'm tired of supporting your stupid asses. I'm tired of supporting you guys, and all you guys do is get on social media and complain because you're jealous of the people that are successful when you're not, because you're not making any means or any opportunity or any way of making your lives better. You just want to eat off of us. We're going to drop out of your rat race, leave you guys to fend for yourselves. You guys are not going to be successful at that because look at how much of a lack of success you've got right now. And it's funny because you guys think, I know millennials that think they shut us down. They shut off the baby boomers. We don't talk to you because you clobbered us to the ground where we're not talking anymore. You beat us up. You know, the reality is this. We see your stupid asses and we try to educate you to some degree, and we realize you're that fucking stupid. What we do is we decide, you know what? Why do I even talk to these motherfuckers? Why do I even talk to these stupid pricks that prick-elect, reject Biden? Why do I even talk to them? When I could be driving my BMW, I could be living in my home creating products. Why do I even make an attempt to talk to you fucking knuckleheads? I'll just stop talking to you. And I just think, you want to live like that? You're going to get the ultimate revenge, because you're going to create these social programs living in a communist country. You're going to pay the ultimate penalty for these stupid moves you're making now. And when we're off the planet, we can be looking up at you as ghosts and haunt your asses. And maybe you'll hear me whisper in your ear, "I told you so." And you won't know who's saying that, because I'll be a ghost. But you'll realize, oh my God, there's some ghost telling me I told you so. Who is this? But he's right. He told me so. I didn't listen to him, and now I'm living in a communist United States called the United Socialist States of America, USSA. Very easy to add one extra letter in there, isn't it? USSA, United Socialist States of America. It's going to become that way, and it's already becoming that way, because you guys put into office prick, elect, reject Biden. Keep those words in your mind. It's appropriate to that fucking loser. Prick, elect, reject. It even rhymes. Prick, elect, reject. I gotta get my guitar. I gotta write a song called Prick, Elect, Reject Biden. I gotta write a song. You know, I told you guys I'm not playing the guitar anymore because I'm not in a musical mood, because I'm pissed off at who you stupid people put into office. So, but I should write an anger song called Prick, Elect, Reject Biden. I think I'll do that. I should write it in A minor, because we got a guy in there who's a fucking minor. No, we got a guy in there whose son likes minors. So I should write it in a minor key, because we got Joe Biden whose son likes minors. I should write the song in E minor. I should write it in E minor, or F minor, fucking minor. He likes fucking minors. There we go, minor. That's what I should write the song, in F minor. Let's see, anyone else here got anything to say? I'm reading some things here. I'm not reading any. Dave, be nice. Terry says be nice. You know why? We got too many fucking nice people who are conservatives. We got too many fucking nice people. I don't want to be nice. I've actually never been nice. I've always been a kind of mean guy. I haven't told you guys, I don't think Terry knows this, but I'll tell Terry right now. This is how mean I am these days. I think Terry knows I got this nice little dog called Willie. He's not a nice little dog. He's a big dog. He's a Belgian Shepherd. Belgian Shepherds, if you don't know it, the police use them, the Belgian Shepherds. They use the Malinois, which is the short hair version of the Belgian Shepherd. We've got the Tuberin, which is the long hair version of the German Shepherd. I guess police don't have them because they don't want to groom the dog. I've got a Belgian German Shepherd, right? Called a Tuberin. It's a hard name to say, but that's what we've got. I have people walking up because they see me. They see me with the dog. They want to approach me and they want to find out about our dog. Before, when we had our previous Chow Shar-Pei mix named Kim, before she passed away July of a couple years ago, I used to let people walk up, pet the dog, and have a nice conversation with them. Before all of this fuck up of our world around us, specifically of the United States around us with these fucking stupid Democrats who want to control us and manipulate us into poverty and into destruction of our country, I used to let people come up, pet our dog, and be friendly. You know what I do now? They walk up to me, and I tell them right off the bat, because they're all walking up to me with these fucking stupid masks on. And at this point, I don't even care if they're Trump supporters. I don't even care if they voted 3 times for Trump. I don't even care how much they love Trump or they're conservative. As soon as they walk up with the mask, what I call them fucking manipulated idiots. Manipulated by the statistic of 328 million people living in the United States, of which 380,000 people have died. Do the fucking math. It's a little more than 0.1% of the population has died of COVID-19, of which 70% of those people had a pre-existing condition, or we don't even know if the statistics are accurate. They're overinflated for the most part, but we've got a 0.1% of the population that died of this stupid fucking disease, of which 70% of the people had pre-existing condition, and we had those people, everyone now wearing a fucking mask, except for me. I'm like the only person in Arizona that's not wearing a mask to hide this ugly fucking face. I should be the one hiding my face because I'm so fucking ugly. Yet I've got no mask on. And then people walk up to me. Everyone's got a fucking mask on. So what do I say to them when they walk up to talk to our dog and ask me a question? I say, sorry. I should take the word sorry out of there. I say, sorry, I don't talk to people that wear masks. And the looks on their faces are, they feel like they want to mandate me to talk to them. It's like, Dave, how dare you not talk to me? Fuck you. I'm not going to talk to you. You're wearing a mask. I can't hear you anyway because the mask is muffling you. I can't hear you anyway. You're muffled. I don't want to have to listen to you more thoroughly because your face is muffled. You know, I'm glad Biden wears a mask because I don't want to hear what the fuck he says. I wish he'd wear 3 masks. I wish he'd wear 5 masks so he doesn't fucking breathe anymore. That's what I really want. I wish he'd wear 6 masks so he doesn't fucking breathe anymore. Fucking idiot. You know, I'm blocked on Facebook now. You know why I'm blocked on Facebook? This is why I am blocked. I've been blocked on Facebook now 3 times in a row. Each time's been 30 days. That's 30, 60, 90 for you idiots that don't know how to do math because you were liberally educated. 3 times 30 is 90 for you, all you fucking bonehead idiots. All right, I was blocked the first time. I don't even remember why. I think I do remember. I can't precisely remember at this moment. I was blocked the second time because Joe Biden, you remember, he was playing ball with his dog and he hurt his leg. He had a little boo-boo, that little baby, that little fucking penisless prick. He's a little baby, he got hurt, hurt his foot, twisted his ankle, I don't know what happened. I got on Facebook and I said, what Facebook blocked me for is something that Saturday Night Live would have got away with even if they did a fucking video of it. This is what I said. I said, Biden, instead of throwing a ball to his dog, he should throw a gun with his dog, play catch with a gun, and with any luck, that dog will get off a lucky shot. I was blocked on Facebook for that. And when I was unblocked by Facebook for less than 1 day, like 13 hours I was unblocked, I found some guy who was making comments about how hard it is to find a girl in Arizona. And he was on about that, and I was commenting. Some girl got on there, and she was playing a violin, such a sad song, about she's a single parent. She's got a single child, a little sad story. And I got on there and I started commenting. I said, how come you're a single parent? Were you not smart enough to analyze the husband that you got pregnant with to see what a fucking lunatic idiot he was? You were not smart enough to understand who you were potentially going to get married with, who potentially was penetrating your stupid ass to have a baby? Were you that fucking stupid? And she's thrown off by me for even saying how stupid she was. And she said, oh, I'm a responsible woman. That's what the word she used was responsible. She said that my husband has a kind of a loud voice. He's angry all the time. And he, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, well, you know what? You said you're a responsible woman. Were you not responsible enough to take him and yourself into counseling to see what's wrong with him? She said I think she said he was a policeman or something like that, and he suffered trauma. Maybe he was a veteran, I forget. And I said, did you not have enough responsibility for you and him to go into counseling to try to work it out to better his life, to better your family life, to better your child's life? Did you not have that responsibility? You know what she did? She reported me as a bully. You know what? Stupid fucking Facebook that I don't respect. That's why I don't really care if I get blocked by them or not. In fact, in all reality, I do these stupid YouTube shows without really caring about me getting blocked because I don't have much of a listener base. So I don't really give a... I do these shows to blow off steam on my own. So Facebook said that I was a bully and they blocked me for another 30 days. I'm still blocked, I think, for 19 more days. So that's what Facebook is. Facebook is a manipulative platform that manipulates you to think the way they want you to think, the way the typical media in general wants you to think, the way politicians want you to be manipulated by them. Instead, the whole thing should be manipulated the other way around. News programs should be manipulated to give you facts, not give you opinion. And if you don't, and they should be listening to you, because if you don't listen to them, their ratings go down, their ratings collapse. I think Twitter now lost like $5 billion because Trump is now banned on Twitter. So enough people with some penis actually stopped the platform Twitter. They stopped participating and it damaged them. Or enough people took their stock money out of Twitter. I don't know what happened because I don't own stocks in Twitter. So I don't know. Anyone else have anything else to say here? Good points, Dave. Thank you very much. Prick-elect reject, Biden. He likes that one. Good. Use that. Make sure you guys use that. In fact, I should probably change my Facebook thing, and I should try to do, I should try to do something. Put prick-elect reject Biden up there. I'm going to put that in there. Of course, I'll be blocked again. I'm surprised I'm not thrown off completely. I'm surprised I'm not blocked forever. Maybe the next time when it hits 4, which will happen in 20 days because I'll be back on Facebook in 19 days. It'll take me 1 day to get my ass thrown off for another 30 days. Maybe next time's the permanent removal. And actually, to be honest, I think I should probably drop off that platform permanently. The only reason I don't drop off of that platform is it's good to know your enemies. In fact, that is the stupidity of the Democrats who want to block the conservative view. Isn't there, remember that, well, what's that major saying everyone says? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Don't you want to hear when you are a Democrat what the Republicans are thinking? And I think I know why, because you don't give a fuck about the Constitution. You don't give the fuck about America. You don't give a fuck about the people that vote for you. They're insignificant. You manipulate them to get into office. Once you manipulate them, then you don't care about them. You use them. That's what the whole thing is. You're using them. And once you're in there, you'll continue to use them because you won't respect them. You'll manipulate them. So that's the whole, how could you idiots, there's got to be a third party. I know that everyone's saying Trump should be the leader of the third party. Of course we do have third parties in this country. We got that Green Party. We've got basically now we've got the Communist Party. Already we do have a real another party. We've got the Republicans, the Democrats, and the Communist Party, of which most of the Democrats are in that Communist Party, with the few that are still centralized, more centered than being typically fully right, or fully left rather. We do have a third party. We have the Communist Party here in the United States. We've got the Communist Party in the United States. We've got the Communist Party. We need to have another party. And we need to have a party that wins so that we can have a party and celebrate the fact that we don't have a fucking bunch of losers controlling us like we do now, or we will have now. And we have a bunch of GOPs who are so fucking weak. I tell you, I said what the GOP should do. They should all look for Bruce Jenner, who's converted into what's her name? I don't even remember her fucking new name. Caitlyn Jenner. They should wait, because I think probably eventually Caitlyn's going to cut off that penis. And what the GOP should do is they should look on eBay for Bruce Jenner's penis so that they can win the auction and take the couple balls of that penis and stick it on themselves. So at least we'll have a GOP with some balls. That's what they got to do. They got to get on eBay. They got to monitor eBay for Caitlyn Jenner's balls. And when it's on there, they got to win those balls, get that auction, win those balls, and they got to stick them on themselves so a GOP candidate, a GOP person in politics can have a set of balls for a change, because they don't. I don't understand today's GOP party of people that just do not stand up for themselves. They're weak. They're manipulated. They're surrendering what America is. They're surrendering what we as conservatives put them in to do. We got to vote them all out. We got to vote every single one of those fuckers out of office. We got to create a third party of people that stand up for us, because we want them to. We're propping them up. That's what we're doing. We prop up politicians, and then they let us down. When they let us down, you know what we got to do? We got to kick them down, and we got to put in more people in there that'll stand up for us. All those people kneeling. Remember, we had the Black Lives Matter, and we had people on their knees. I saw police on their knees. Oh, this is why I got blocked on Facebook the first time. I remember now. I'm bringing it back in my mind right now. This is why I got thrown off of Facebook the first 30 days. Remember I said the second 30 days was because of, let me not drop my train of thought. The reason I got blocked the first time is when I saw the picture and the video of police on their knees with the Black Lives Matter. I think I saw a police chief on his knees. You know what I said on Facebook, and this got me blocked the first time? I said the only reason a policeman should be on his knees is to be able to get better aim on what he's shooting at. And I got blocked on Facebook the first time for 30 days for daring to say the only reason a policeman should be on his knees is to have better aim on what he's shooting at. That's why I got blocked the first time. And Black Lives Matter, you know, I said this before and I'll say it again. It'll be a repeated record. Black Lives Matter is a group of terrorists. Black Lives Matter is terrorist because the leaders of Black Lives Matter have not denounced the terrorist faction within their group, telling you that those people do not represent Black Lives Matter. You don't hear any leaders saying that. When you do not denounce that faction of people within your group as terrorists, you embrace them. You welcome them into your group. You welcome terrorists. And my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this at all, that the business owners with properties that were devastated families that depended on those businesses devastated because they cannot earn an income from that small personal business. I can't believe that that small business owner didn't go to his next door neighbor, because these are big cities, right? They got storefronts in neighborhoods, side by side by side. I can't believe that they didn't get their families of businesses together and defend their businesses, protect their businesses, defend them against the terrorist Black Lives Matter shooting and burning their businesses. This is what I said, and this is what I said, and this is what I mean as well. When Biden gets into office on the 20th, my God, he's getting in office in 6 fucking days. That prick-elect reject Biden is getting into office. I intend to do my part to devastate his ability to control us. How can you control anyone, by the way? How do you control people? Via their pocketbook and their wallet. We control them now because they can't even use their fucking money. We got to all use credit cards so that we can be tracked. We can't even use money anymore. But this is the way you damage individual people. This is the way you and look at it. They're controlling, the Democrats are controlling people via the finances that they're rewarding them to be liberally manipulated. This is the way you control people, is through money and through their wealth. This is the way you control them. This is the way I'm going to control Biden. And that prick is going to say that he's created success in America. Even if the economy upticks a little bit, he is going to brag about his ability to have that uptick in the economy based upon his leadership. He's going to take full credit for that. He's not going to take full credit for me, because you know what I'm going to do? Starting on the 20th, I am going to restrict every single part of my non-essential purchases. There will be no non-essential purchases in this household. In fact, when you guys see my printers here printing, because and that printer there is printing right now, you can see it moving around. That's creating my next project. These are hobbies. These are not my means of making money. These are hobbies. When the 20th comes, as soon as I run out of filament, which is what is used to create these prints, you got plastic filament that creates these plastic items. These plastic items are created by filaments. You can read up on how 3D printers make these prints. As soon as I run out of filament, it's a hobby. It's a luxury. It's not essential. This printer will take a standstill. This printer here will take a standstill. I will no longer use these printers to print non-essential purposes in my life. I will not be buying 3D print filaments. You will not see me. I play the guitar. You guys know that. I have strings on my guitar. To sound good, your strings need to be somewhat fresh. I've got strings on my guitar now. It's a hobby. I don't make money playing guitar. Soon as I will not be buying strings for my guitar. It's not essential. You will not see me making that purchase. Now, you may say, Dave, you are a total asshole, because the small business owners you talked about, the Black Lives Matter destroying small businesses. Now you're going to destroy them again by not making purchases from these small businesses. However, this is what I think about small business people. They were as weak as the GOP. They did not defend their businesses. They surrendered willingly their businesses. They did not stand up and say, you know what, I'm Dave, I own this business. Rick next door owns the repair shop for computers, which no longer exists. We throw away computers now. Guy next to me, he's got a business where he's his own storefront for selling wedding dresses. We don't see those people defending their small businesses, unionizing, forming a group to protect their business from Black Lives Matter, from Antifa. We don't see them doing that. They're weak. They surrendered. They surrendered. Small businesses surrendered. Therefore, do not look at me to be the guy that patronizes your small business that you surrendered. Do not make me feel guilty because it won't work. When I shut down my economy, my non-essential purchases on the 20th of this month, and you say I am damaging small businesses, you know what? They damaged themselves. By not standing up and defending their livelihood, their family's livelihood, they surrendered. Don't expect me now to bail your asses out. In fact, this whole thing with healthcare, with the COVID-19, where people are expecting me to wear a mask and they're telling me, Dave, Darren, you are one selfish asshole for not protecting those people that have pre-existing conditions. You know what? This is what I say about them. And I said it about the people coming in here illegally, as illegal aliens coming in here. Now we have to protect them. We have to protect all the people with pre-existing conditions. This is what I see with people with pre-existing conditions. For the most part in America, we ain't shit. We eat potato chips. We drink soda. We eat crap. You see people in the store and they're buying, you see their big shopping carts, which by the way, they're too fucking lazy to even move their shopping cart from the parking lot into the place you're supposed to put the carts in so they don't roll all over the parking lot and hit people's cars. They're too fucking lazy even to walk the shopping cart back to the place where they can put it so it doesn't move around the parking lot and damage people's cars. They're so fucking lazy. But they're not lazy enough to lift a fork to their mouth to put in bad food for their body that's becoming fatter and fatter and fatter, less healthy, less healthy, and less healthy. So you're more susceptible to the coronavirus, to the flu, to any fucking ailments that you might have going on your stupid, fat, oversized body. Now you expect me to wear a mask to protect your stupid ass when you took no preventative maintenance of your own body. Now all of a sudden you want me to put a mask on to protect your asses when you have not protected your asses by respecting your body and what the fuck you put into your body with that big fat content in your body, with the heavy degree of sugar you put in your body. Now all of a sudden, Dave, it's your responsibility to protect me. You didn't protect yourself all of these decades of poisoning your body. Now you want me to, you know what? This is what people say. They say your mask protects me, my mask protects you. You know what? If you want that double protection, your mask protects you, take my mask and put it on your face as a second mask so you have that double layer of protection. It's what it is, right? Math. 1 + 1 = 2 for all you liberals that don't even know what fucking 1 + 1 is. It equals 2. You got your mask? You want me to wear a mask? That's 2 masks, right? Your mask, my mask. Isn't it? You can have that 2 masks. Put them both on your face. Put those 2 masks on your face. Your mask protects you. My mask protects you by being on your fucking ugly, stupid face. You got the double protection there. Put 3 masks on. I want Joe Biden to put 5 masks on or 6 masks on so we don't hear him, so we can't breathe. That'd be great. Wouldn't we like a Joe Biden that doesn't breathe? Actually, he doesn't breathe anyway because his fucking head is dead. His brain's dead. His brain cells are dead. Why? I'm imagining he hasn't taken drugs to have a dead head. I don't think the guy can breathe. He's got an empty head. He's got an empty fucking head, and you empty fucking headers voted for this stupid prick-elect reject Biden. You guys voted for an idiot. How could you respect yourself and look in the mirror in the morning when you're shaving and saying, I elected Joe Biden? How could you look in the mirror? How could you look in the mirror without punching that mirror and say, you fucking idiot, you voted for Joe Biden, you fucking idiot. Why aren't you guys punching that mirror? I don't understand you lunatics. I really don't understand you fucking deadhead lunatics. What's anyone else have to say? Sean, America Patriot. Twatter can kiss my little white ass. Exactly. That's a good name for a twatter. I got to tell you something funny about twat. I'll tell you something funny. When I was on terrestrial radio, I was on this station, KFNX in Phoenix, 1100 AM. It's a Phoenix radio station. It was a talk station. I did a comedy. I did an adult-oriented comedy show on that station, all right? So I got, at daytime, they're 50,000 watts of power. Nighttime, they are 1,000 watts of power. I even made a joke. I said, you know what? If you are a truck driver and you are on the CB radio, you could probably talk to other truck drivers easier than our signal penetrates your truck because we have 1,000 watts of power. The hookers can probably hear you better with their walkie-talkie and you're in a truck. The hookers have a better ability to hear you as a truck driver with your walkie-talkie than our station has for the hooker or the truck driver to hear us talking at 1,000 watts of power. So it's funny, I think I had 5 guests on that night, 5 comedians on. And we got on the air and I said, you know what? 50,000 watts of power is what we broadcast during the day. 1,000 watts of power is what we broadcast at night. And you got to remember, radio airtime costs a lot of money. So we cannot say 1,000 watts of power. 1,000 watts of power. It's too many words, takes up too much airtime. So let's not use the word 1,000 watts. Let's say T watts worth of power. So I had every comedian in the building say, I said, how many watts of power do we broadcast in? T watts worth of power, T watts worth of power, T watts worth of power. So I got away with saying the word twat on KFNX 1100 AM. The only host that got away with saying the word twat without getting it censored off the air for an FCC violation. How many watts of power do we broadcast in? T watts worth of power. T watts worth of power, said 5 times by 5 different comedians. And actually it was funny because the owner of that station, he got married and he was on his honeymoon. And I remember I called him up on his cell phone during his honeymoon. And I couldn't get him for like 5 times. Finally answered the phone. And I was asking him all these sex questions on the air, like was she satisfied with the size of your penis? And I would ask him all. So I used to be a funny guy. I used to have a sense of humor until this fucking prick-elect reject Biden got into it. I used to be a funny guy. I used to be a guy you could have a funny conversation with until now when I'm pissed. Triple protection, haha, I love it. Oh yeah, the triple protection and you see all these people now wearing like these tampons on their. Tampons go in, right? Not tampons. What the feminine? It looks like they took something from their wife's panty and stuck it on their face. Terry says, "Where is your clock?" Yeah, I should put the clock in my room. My new 3D clock that I created called the Word Clock. I should put it up there so you guys see. Next time I do a show, I'll put it up in the wall here. People say I should decorate. People criticize my floor because I've got these carpets on it. And I don't want to put them here. My wife puts them here because our dog walks on the floor. And the dog in the summer's in the pool. And the dog in the summer, now we're throwing a ball in the park. So she puts the towels down here. That's what we got. We got towels on the floor in our house here. In my office. Where Willie isn't even here right now. Oh well. Let's see. Anything else? The People's Party. That's what we should have as the next party. Sean says Biden wants us to shoot people in the leg. Center mass only. I think we could shoot Biden in the penis, but then there would be no target to hit because there isn't one. So we can't shoot him there. And I'll get blocked for saying that. For that, I'll get blocked. Because I don't want him shot. I just don't want him to be our fucking president. I don't want him to be our president. And anyone that has any common sense doesn't want him to be our president. He shouldn't be president of fucking McDonald's, which can't be president of McDonald's. He shouldn't even be a manager of McDonald's. He shouldn't even be a guy making hamburgers at McDonald's. He should be the guy stuffing toilet paper in the toilets in McDonald's and stuffing the napkin holders. That's what he should be doing. His job should be stuffing napkins in McDonald's, and he can work up the stuffing napkins in. He can move up to stuffing napkins in Burger King next, and then maybe work his way up to stuffing napkins in a diner, maybe a Denny's or something. He can work his way up gradually, stuffing napkins and toilet paper in McDonald's, then work up to Burger King. Is Burger King a step up from McDonald's? I don't even know. Then he can go to Arby's. Then he can go to Denny's. He can work his way up in control of paper. Since he loves you wearing that fucking paper mask, why doesn't he stuff napkins and toilet paper in the toilets? He can continue with the fucking paper products. I think that's all I got. That's all I got except for a fucking headache. Thinking that we're going to have a fucking loser as a president. A fucking loser. A fucking moron as a president. Unbelievable. This country is fucked up. But I did say we will have our ultimate revenge when I am in my grave looking up, haunting you. Maybe I can haunt you guys twice a year. Haunt you guys and whisper in your ear, you got what you fucking deserve. And you'll remember it's Dave Darren because I used the word fucking. You got what you fucking deserve. And that's our ultimate revenge, is to see the world around you devastated with tragedy and horror and a lack of success because you planted the seed on January 20th of 2021 by having the worst fucking nightmare of a president come into your lives to control and manipulate you towards communism so that you are controlled to the maximum. So you only dream of, you won't be able to read a book about what it was like before because the books will be burnt. You won't be able to remember what it was like because everything in history will be rewritten, so you won't know how good it was before. You'll just know how fucking bad it is now. And people in their graves with those tombstones will be able to look up at you and say, you got what you deserved. You'll know it at some point because you at the age of 20, 21, 22, 23 who voted for this stupid fucking moron 20 years from now when you are maximally controlled. I think it'll take about 20 years before America to really be very, very strongly communism. I think, and I'll still be here. So, by the way, I will take a lounge chair and I will look at your stupid asses in the tragedies that you're living in. I'll be able to sit in my lounge chair and watch your stupidity for the stupidity you created on January 20th, 2021. I'll be able to look at you from my chair. Maybe I'll have a beer in my hand, as long as there will be beer available. Probably be something more like Soylent Green available to control your fucking stupid minds, and you'll already be controlled because you'll have taken that stupid COVID-19 vaccine, which you guys don't even know what's in that, yet you'll let that in your body. How can you put something in your body that you don't know what's in that? In fact, I told Miller, that stupid Miller guy who wants to take that vaccine, or who already took it. He already took the vaccine. I told him, I said, I will not take that unless I get the equipment sent to my home so I can analyze those drugs that are in that fucking thing. Unless I can understand what's in that by you sending me a chemistry kit so I can analyze what's in that fucking thing. I'm not going to take that vaccine until I understand what's in that. Could you guys run and take that fucking vaccine without knowing what's in it, without knowing what chemicals in it, what those chemicals do? And people are telling you it's safe. How can it be safe? How much of a study can be done in 4 months? How could you? The only way you can do that is if you know someone with a DeLorean. You give him the vaccine now, and he's lived his life for 20, 30 years. Then you travel with your DeLorean into the future to see how he's making out. And if he's still alive with no repercussions of the COVID-19 vaccine, then you can travel back with your DeLorean. And you can say, I studied someone, a group of people, 30 years in the future. I'm back now. It's safe. Unless you own a DeLorean, don't give me the fucking thing that it's safe. It's not safe. I don't believe it's safe. I want to know what's in it before I take a stupid vaccine. I don't even take aspirin. When I have a headache, the prick-elect reject Biden is giving me a headache and this big fucking forehead that someone said, Dave, you're losing your hair. I don't care I'm losing my hair. I told you guys what I'm doing. You watch Star Trek, you know that the Klingons have the big foreheads. I'm trying to get my ass in the next Star Trek movie as a Klingon. I got the long hair with the big forehead. All I need is the ridges in here so I can look like a Klingon. I can be Worf's brother. I can be Worf's brother. I can be a Klingon. That's why I got this. That's why I got this look. I look like a Klingon, right? So basically, I'm done for tonight. I said that how many times now? 3 times. Stop, Dave. He is not a commie. Yes, he is. He is. He's a communist. Joe Biden's a communist. Terry, by the way, you never lived in Delaware. I lived in Delaware. I told you guys I lived in Delaware. In Delaware, Biden is known as biding my time Biden. The only reason he was elected so many times to stay in the political power in Delaware is because Delaware is a liberal state, just like New Jersey and New York. It's a liberal state that wants their fucking liberal stupidity to be carried out to infinity, so they will elect a communist Joe Biden in all infinity. They will elect that stupid idiot to be in politics for 47 years. So you've got a communist in politics and he's a fucking lunatic. He's an idiot. And if you believe that he's not, then I think you are a manipulated idiot. And I'm going to end on that note. That's all I got. See you guys later. Ciao.